it just kind of was organic growth. There's a lot of ex-vets out there. So I met a couple when I hiked. I met 3 or 4. I hiked again in 2011. I hiked the first third of the trail, met a couple others. And from those experiences meeting these, maybe 6 or 7 vets, I pieced together a character. And I hope he's, sort of rings true to them, but he certainly entertains me, the skunkers, and he's personally one of my favorites.
Yeah, I agree. And then, Bartleby I enjoy too. Just how he's kind of thrown out there, kind of always behind everyone, so it's cool. He's kind of almost the mopping up character. Don't want to get too ahead and give it away, but doing it against his own will. So I enjoy all the characters, but I would say Skunkers and Bartleby are 2 that stand out to me. So you decided to do the fiction. You have the characters. You took snippets, but a lot, all of them are made up, like you said. How did other than the characters, how did your hike, turn over into this book? I can see it, but tell listeners who haven't read yet, that are interested in the Appalachian Trail, interested in through hiking, how, the true life experience transferred over into your novel.
Like I said earlier, it was the best 6 months of my life. Every day brought new adventures, new twists and turns. You never knew. You can plan your days out ahead of time, and people do that when they start. They do nail drops every 4 days all the way through Vermont, and they're going to be here, and they're going to be here, and this is going to happen next. I'll stay there this night, and I'll do this many miles. You can do that till your cheeks turn blue. That's not the reality. That's not what's going to happen. So the moment you step on trail, life takes over, chaos intervenes, and anything can happen at any moment. So yeah, I had a lot of experiences. I think from the feedback I've got from readers, many people seem to be surprised how much of it of my experiences were, or I guess if they're unfamiliar, they're surprised at how much it's people interacting. The experiences are meeting other people. And that's really like one of the things I was amazed at. I kind of went out to the AT thinking it would be this wilderness experience. But at this point, it really is as much as a wilderness experience, it's a social experience. And you're out there, and you're just meeting people from all walks of life. I made friends with an old woman. She might have been upwards of 80, mid-70s, 80. And she and I were fast friends. And she was kooky in the best possible way. I never would have expected before I hiked or started hiking that I would make friends with a woman named Sparrow that, had lived, at 80, she's lived entire realms of life that I, hadn't even conceived of yet at 26. And that was just one example of you never know what's going to happen out there. Pretty much everything will happen. I mean, you have to expect the worst, the best, and just kind of keep your head up and enjoy it. And from those experiences, everything that happened to me or that I heard about, I've tried to include if I felt it was not too hyperbolic and, an accurate representation of what goes on out there. Of course, everyone overpacks in the beginning, so let's show that. But some of the minutia, if some person got, I knew someone that got Rocky Mountain spotted fever. I've only heard of one person getting that. I'm sure it happens more frequently than that, but I've only heard of one case, so I didn't include something like that. It just didn't feel to be representative of what really goes on out there.
Right. Well, I think one of the strong points is how you show information on the trail, how it's almost your own little isolated world, and when you meet someone going the other way or you catch up to someone ahead of you or someone catches up to you, you show that very accurately in the book, that it's kind of they're called bubbles for a reason, that the information kind of travels with them, which I think is one of the things I enjoyed that was very true in this work of fiction, but in the Appalachian Trail, it's extremely true. So now that we got listeners interested, tell them, how do you get Stumbling Through? Is it on Amazon? Do you have a personal website they can go to?
Yeah, I got a website. It's adiggerstolz@wordpress.com. It's the book is currently available in print and digital from Amazon, and only Amazon. So it's kind of a single stream vendor. If you enjoy it, go out, check the website out, write a review.
So if they go to your website, they will get a link right to Amazon to purchase the book, either the digital copy or the physical copy?
Correct.
Okay. So I think anyone out there listening should definitely check it out. It is worth a read. I am someone who actually, it's funny you talked about you're more of a fiction reader. I'm way more of a nonfiction reader. I'm a big history fan, but the parallels of the truth in the novel really hooked me in. So I read it in a very quick span, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So I urge anyone out there to go on the website, go through Amazon, and buy a copy and check out this book, because it really is a very fascinating read. Now, before I let you go, this is book 1. What are the plans for the future? Are you writing book 2? Is there a plan for it? Because I think you leave the characters off. They're going northbound. You leave them off around Damascus. So is there a plan to continue this series?
Absolutely. The end of the book is, be warned, it's a bit of a cliffhanger, but book 2 is coming, and it's only a 2-book series, so the second book will get us all the way to Maine, and it's largely done. I'm editing now, waking up every morning and putting in my 4 or 5 hours, and I'm hoping it'll be out by November 1. That's very likely at this point, if not probable. So readers won't have to wait too long for the whole story to be out there.
All right, so you heard that. You don't want to fall behind. Get the book now so you can keep up when the second one comes out. Once again, before we let you go, talking to Digger Stolz, what's the website for everyone to go get the book?
adiggerstolz.wordpress.com.
All right, and we will have a link to that under this interview, so anyone listening, if you can't get it from the audio, we'll have a link right to that site on our website. So you can go to atradioshow.com too, and that'll bring you right to the site. So thank you for coming on, and like I said, I really enjoyed the book. Thank you for doing this. Anything in closing that you want to add?
It was my pleasure, Jimmy, and I'd like to send a shout out, a big thank you to all the trail angels, all the maintainers, the volunteers, the caretakers, everyone that's involved in the AT, and making it, what it is today, which is, an absolutely fantastic experience. Without them, I couldn't have done it. I couldn't have written about it, and thousands of other people couldn't have shared that experience on trail. So it really starts with the angels and the caretakers and the volunteers, and just a genuine, thank you very much.
Agreed. Very well deserved. Thank you.
Absolutely.
And thank you as well for coming on. I appreciate the time you spent.
It was my pleasure, Jimmy.
All right. Well, I hope to talk to you soon when the second book comes out.
That would be great.
That wraps up another episode. Thank you to everyone for listening. Don't forget, as I said before the interview, the contest for Tell It on the Mountain, Tales from the Pacific Crest Trail, is still available. Go to our website. Don't miss out on a free chance to win a copy, both digital and physical. Thanks to Digger Stolz for joining us. If you like hiking, you will like this book. It's a very fast read, fun read, one of those books you can't put down and you just want to get to it. And like you said, it is a cliffhanger, so it would be leaving you more, and book 2 is in the works. And the links to find the books for sale are on our website right under the interview. So again, thanks to him, thanks to the listeners, and stay tuned. We will have more episodes coming out shortly.
If you down south, yo, tell them you be seeing it clear. Tell them you be seeing it clear. Yo, if you up north, tell them you be seeing it clear. Tell them you be seeing it clear. Yo, if you out in Asia, tell them you be seeing it clear. Tell them you be seeing it clear. If you in South America, tell them you be seeing it clear. Tell them you be seeing it clear. Yo, if you in Europe, tell them you be seeing it clear. Worldwide, hope you seeing it clear. Cause if you ain't seeing it clear, you ain't seeing it all. So if you